aware of what's going on.
Okay, so you're good.
For you is why are you being ignorant with my dispatchers?
Why am I doing what?
Why are you being belligerent with my dispatchers?
I'm not. I'm trying to get connected to someone. I just recorded the dispatch.
I've got a phone call, man.
Okay, so I
No. You're going to answer my questions now because what you're doing is criminal.
What is criminal?
Why are you being belligerent with my dispatcher?
I'm not being belligerent with your dispatcher. I have it recorded. Who are you, sir?
Sergeant Flegel.
Okay, Sergeant. I had no intention to be belligerent. I simply told her, and I had to look up the phone number. I didn't have it. And I'm not sure if I need to talk to a deputy or not, because I did speak to Sergeant Lenz last night. Initially, he told me that the correct process for your county to look at anything was it had to go to a deputy first. Now, and the reason I'm calling back today, even though I talked to him last night, he did provide me an email. He was helpful. I want to give him a 5-star review, okay? So your department is okay in my mind. And it is an awkward, difficult thing for you to prosecute what I'm reporting. So I understand the context, okay? So he initially said, though, that it had to go to a deputy. And initially when I called on Friday for the first time ever, I've only talked to someone twice, and that's both times Sergeant Lenz. He told me, he said the same thing, but he said, well, you need to go get a picture of the person. Like yesterday, I called him back and said, well, I need to send the picture. He gave me his email, but he said, a deputy is going to have to handle this because of the process in terms of the way your county handles things. And I'm not the expert on it, but I believed him. And I said, well, can you give me an email or something so I can send you a thing? He said, sure, I'll give you my email, but I'm still going to route this to a deputy. Now, he initially said, though, that I needed to call back verbally on the phone yesterday and request a deputy and have a deputy handle this, and that I could reference the calls with him with that number that was provided. So you could tell me if that's not necessary. If that's
Hello.
What's that? Go.
Okay. We cannot create a case report or investigate a crime until you provide us with your information.
Okay, but are you aware of the incident number that I'm 2024-39392?
I'm well aware of it. I talked to Sergeant Lenz about this morning. So if you want to provide us with your valid information, we can move forward.
Okay, so
if you're going to listen. If you refuse to do that, we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything. In order for us to do this, you have to provide your valid information to us.
Did you see the written email to Sergeant Lenz?
I'm not going to go off on tangents.
Well, I just want to be clear. What was your name again? Because I didn't write it down, sir.
Sergeant Flegel.
Okay, can you spell that?
Flegedel.
Fledel?
Gel.
Okay, so, sir, do you have a... I also filed like an anonymous tip initially or something so it probably will get routed to your department about this as well through like the Crime Stoppers thing. I don't know if you've received that yet or are aware of that, but that was done as well in addition to the efforts through Sergeant Lenz. And I don't know if you have a policy or a statute that's supporting what you're telling me, but I have no problem sharing my information with you. But what I requested is Sergeant Lenz in writing, and what I mentioned to him last night is that I feel like that these people are going to definitely try to intimidate and retaliate against me in terms of the people who...
Here's the deal, by state law, everybody has the right to confront their accuser. So if you're not going to provide us with your information, the conversation's done.
What's the state law, sir?
We are not going to go any further with it.
What's the state law, sir? That's not how it works in the USA. And I'm assuring you that I'm very well versed in the law. So what is the state law that you're referencing? I'll write it down and take a look at it. Feel free to give.
Here's what I'm saying.
You haven't referenced the state law. Hey, sir, I didn't request you. I requested deputy as per the instruction of your colleague, Sergeant Lenz. I don't know why you're on the phone with me right now. You're being rude to me, and I can take this up with the Sheriff Hulse on Monday if that's how you want me to do it. And if there is a state law, I see no reason why you can't reference it if you're so well versed. I requested you to reference it right now.
If you want to call anybody else, feel free, but you're not talking to my deputies today because you're talking to a supervisor who has told you. Same thing with Sergeant Lenz has told you.
That's incorrect, sir. Sergeant Lenz didn't say this. Okay.
I gave you a minute to talk. Now it's my turn.
You didn't reference the state law, sir. You've been given an opportunity. You verbally claimed there was a state law. You're employed by the county. Yeah. You know what, man? You know what, sir? You're going to be liable as an individual as is your employer, okay? And you've been asked politely here on the phone, it's being recorded, to reference what state law you're referring to. That shouldn't be an obstacle for you if it is a state law. Now, you can reference it, I'll write it down, and I'll look at it. And if it is a state law, maybe you'll get the information you request.
Are you going to provide me with your information
I may do that eventually here. You know, I'm
Yes or no? Are you going to provide that with me right now?
as far as I'm concerned, sir, I want no further contact with you as an individual, and I'm filing a complaint on you. Okay? I've got your name. I haven't filed a complaint against anyone else at the county sheriff department, but right now you're going to get one because I've recorded this entire call. You've been rude. You've been obstructive. And Sergeant Lenz told me to call back and reference this to a deputy. So, like, if that's not what you at the department want me to do, you want it all to go through Sergeant Lenz and he will send it to a deputy through the email channel and I'll hear back from a different deputy, that's fine. I can go that route. If you want me to talk to Sheriff House on Monday, that's fine. I can go that route. I don't want to tie up your deputies. Hey, man, I don't want to tie up your deputies who are on shift and who are out, like, you know, patrolling. I understand that context. Like I said to Sergeant Lenz last night, you have priority incidents that are 911 calls, etc., that are going on right now. I'm aware of that. I'm not trying to take away from your job.
If you won't provide our information, we can't go any further.
That's not what he said to me on the phone. That's not what he said to me on the phone, sir. I've got it all recorded. I've got it all recorded.
I don't care if you've got it recorded. I recorded it on my side too.
Okay, man, I've got it all recorded. If you don't want to do the job you're paid, then you can take your badge off and go do something else, and I can fix that.
Okay. Don't call my dispatch and be belligerent with them, please, okay?
Sir, don't hang up the phone.